we're checking out the entry-level pedal haptic kit from Moza. This is basically a small vibrating motor that attaches to your sim racing pedals to give you feedback for things like ABS, wheel lockup, traction control, engine RPM and gear shifts. In the past I've used and set up similar things like DIY rumble motors, bass shakers and the Moza active pedal. So I'm pretty keen to see how these compare and where they fit in. So it's available as the main pedal haptic kit, which comes with the control box and one haptic, and this is the main kit you need to get started. If you want haptics on all three pedals, you can add 2 more modules separately, so you don't need to buy everything at once. In the box, the main kit includes a user manual, the control box for plugging everything in, we've got one haptic, there's a bracket for mounting, the power supply, a couple of RJ cables, a USB cable, a piece of double-sided tape that you can use for mounting the control box, and we've got some Allen keys and hardware for the setup. For the additional haptic modules, it's just the basics, with one haptic, a mounting bracket, and some more hardware. The haptic is a pretty simple device. It's a vibrating motor inside a plastic housing. There's a single RJ cable and a couple of mounting points on the underside. For first impressions, it feels well built and is actually smaller and more compact than I thought it would be, and it's also pretty light at around 106 grams. So the haptics are designed to be compatible and a bolt-on solution for Moza's SRP, SRP Lite, SRP2 and CRP2 pedals. You can also adapt it to other pedal sets if you're on a PC, but you'll need your own mounting hardware. The installation of the haptic module is really easy. Starting with the SRP lights, the bracket goes over the existing pedal bolts at the back, then there's a couple of cylinder nuts that are installed to secure it. For the haptic, I screwed in one bolt, which makes it easier to install, and then the 2 bolts are tightened down. Then, to make sure the cable has enough slack and doesn't get caught in the pedal, I added a zip tie to the side. Next up, the SRP2. These pedals have an extra adjustable mount for the pedal plate, so the installation is similar to the SRP lights. But instead of using nuts, the brackets are bolted on. Then the haptic bolts on exactly the same. I also used a cable tie on the pedal to make sure the cable doesn't move too much or get damaged during operation. Installing the haptics to the CRP2s is slightly different. First, the haptic is installed onto the bracket with 2 bolts. Then on the side of the pedal, there's a hole and a groove that the bracket aligns to. From the opposite side, a bolt and washer is used, and I tighten it down most of the way, then check that it's in the groove before totally tightening it down. For the cable management, I pass the cable through a hole to the underside, then secure it with a cable tie. It's all pretty easy to do and only takes a few minutes to install. I like how the haptics fit into the back of the SRP pedals. It's tucked in behind the pedal, which gives it a nice clean look. I finished setting up my CRP2 pedals with a couple more haptics and made sure the cables were free to move and not get caught anywhere. For the connection, there's 2 options. You can connect the control box directly to a PC over USB or connect it through a compatible Moza wheelbase. Once set up with 3 haptics, all the cables can get a bit messy, but I'll be placing it out of the way under my pedal tray on the sim rig. So, taking a look at the software, if you've got all 3 pedals set up, there's quite a few different effects you can configure, with different settings for the frequency and intensity. For the frequency, this goes from 0 to 100 Hz, and this changes the vibration feel. So it's kind of like a deeper, heavier feel, or a shorter, sharper buzz. And the intensity is how powerful it is. This can be adjusted from 0 to 100%, but at 100% they can get pretty loud. A lot of the effects are individually controlled across all the pedals, like gear shift and engine vibrations, so you can feel it in one or all 3 pedals. But things like ABS and wheel lockup, you only find it's for the brake pedal, which makes sense. So in a game driving with the haptics, what I like straight away is the vibrations are strong enough that I can feel them through my racing shoes. But I do think the default settings are a bit too much. All the pedals are vibrating like crazy, so I guess it's to show what it can do. In the software, I turned off the engine vibrations for all 3 pedals and also lowered the gear shifts as they were set quite aggressive. Back driving again, the haptics were a lot calmer and the ABS felt good to use. It was buzzing when activated, which gives me another indication that the braking limit has been reached. For cars without ABS, you can also set the haptic to respond to wheel lockup. It works pretty well, although when it's set low, it feels like there's a very slight delay before I felt the vibration on the pedal. But once it's turned up again, it feels a lot better. The traction control works pretty well. As it activates, I could feel it buzz in the throttle pedal. Engine vibrations and road textures are if you want to feel the engine RPM and road bumps, and even things like the rumble strips. It's a couple of nice effects, but with these modes, the motors are always humming away when driving, so I preferred turning these off for my pedals. For the wheel spin, I tested this and it felt more like wheel slip. When the rear wheels spin in a straight line, there was nothing, but I noticed when the car's sliding and losing traction, it activates. So this might be something that needs updating in the next firmware. Keep in mind, all this testing is in an early beta firmware version, so things should improve by the next release. With the gear shifts, I actually didn't mind these. They felt pretty good through the pedals. Whenever you shift, you can feel a nice thud through the pedals. I think it's good to use turn down to add a bit of immersion rather than shifting feedback. One thing that was a bit of a hit or miss for me was the clutch bite point effect. When using the clutch in a smooth driving style, I could feel the haptic activate, but other times when I was racing or drifting, if I pressed the clutch pedal too fast or too aggressive, I felt nothing. For the CRP2 pedals, it's not something I'll miss, as it's got the mechanical bite point, but you might want it for other pedals like the SRPs. As with all haptics, I think it's best to keep it simple. If you've got too many effects running, it's hard to tell what's actually happening. So the main ones I've ended up using are ABS and wheel lockup on the brake, and traction control on the throttle. And I'll use wheel spin on the throttle once the settings are dialed in. But it all really comes down to your own preference and how you want the pedals to feel. One other thing to keep in mind is depending on the frequency and intensity, there's a bit of noise and vibration from the motors. So if you're racing at night, you might want to turn them down or have them completely off, especially if your sim rig is somewhere where others can hear it. After using DIY rumble motors, bass shakers and the Moza active pedal, I think the haptics fit in on the entry-level end as a good alternative to rumble motors for pedals. For other options, there's bass shakers costing a bit more that are another good choice. They feel sharp and strong and are felt more throughout the rig. Then there's the active pedal, which is on another level. It's a lot more expensive and well out of entry-level setups, so it really can't be compared next to these haptics. As for the setup of the haptics, it's all a quick and simple installation process, especially on the Moza pedals using the included brackets. And I also like it's standalone with USB, so you can use the kit on other brand pedals on your PC with your own mounting solution. While there's plenty of effects to choose from, using the haptics on the brake pedal is where it made the biggest noticeable difference. So if you're interested in adding these to your pedals, I'd start with one kit for the brake pedal and then take it from there. Let us know what you think about the Moza haptics and if you have any questions. And as always, thanks for watching.